Um, Good evening, everyone. Greeting from the Institution of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge speakers, today I am your host for the evening, and my name is Yana Saktar, and I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge speaker, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a social and ISO certificate international training institute. In 3 years, we already serve 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is a internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus profession and 400 500 plus organization. Institution of Global Professional IGP is an ISO 901 2015 and 1002 and 2018 is a training faculty for skill development which was found in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institution of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it is not effective to increase one's skill just by acquiring from education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate profession generation all over the world. We distribute our service locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through respective campus location and distance learning platforms. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it is a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competition, mentoring and counseling is on the site. We also trying to serve more than 100 perfume service for free like read own portfolio of site, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game websites, free courses, converter sites, and many more. We help to empower youth to learn to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth to promote the education of their abilities and personality. To ensure excellent in-depth instruction, we arranged with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extend free service to more than 3 knowledge seekers in the last 3 years. We have aviation with university and organization in 70 different countries, virtual most signings with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of the future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist to all knowledge speakers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation. We'll serve them with your good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learners we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Before we move to next, let me remind don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1118 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1118 webinars successfully. Uh, at present, are going to start our 1119 program, and program name is Imposter Syndrome. And our today's speaker is Dr. Daphne Soras. Before I hand over the stage to ma'am, want to share a very little about our speaker. She is a founder and CEO of Corsa Moms, business and leadership coaching, business leadership, NLP, and timeline therapy coach, ranked 7th among the top business coaches by the New York Journal and top 10 female coaches by Yahoo Finance, and Guinness World Records, award-winning international best-selling author. Now, very important for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Uh, uh, Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm also fine, ma'am. Hope are you doing great? Uh,
Yes, I am.
okay, ma'am. Ma'am, behalf of IGP seekers, want to hear from you about you.
Sure. So you want me to start? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Lovely. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dear friends, from wherever you are tuning in. So let me just share about myself further and then we move on. Lovely. So, as my dear host has already shared a bit of my introduction, I'll just highlight some points so that in case if for some reason you were not able to hear or understand, you've got a clear picture about me because then we can connect better and when we know each other, right? So, I'd love to hear from you as we progress along in the comments. So, feel free to comment, to ask questions, and at the end, we will be answering questions. All right. So let's move on. Uh, my name, as mentioned, is Dr. Daphne Suarez, and I am tuning in from UAE. I'm a business and a leadership coach, counselor, and NLP master practitioner. I'm also an international speaker and a mentor. I have been ranked number 7 among the top 30 business coaches by the the New York City Journal. Also bagged Asia's Outstanding Women Leadership and Mentoring Coach Award. Among the top 10 with Tony Robbins as the top 10 female coaches. He was in the men and I was in the females during 2021, which was really a high honor and privilege. An awardee of 2 Fakhre Pakistan Awards, Pride of Performance of Pakistan, which is really an honor for me. I'm also the CEO and founder of Carousel Moms Business and Leadership Coaching, which I'm so excited to really run this and empower women globally to success. So, as we come to our topic now, as you are aware, it is the imposter syndrome. So stay tuned, be alert, take a lot of notes. I hope you have your notebook and your pen as I keep moving on. So I'll be highlighting you on further what it is. Imposter syndrome versus discrimination. This is so important that you know. But before we move to the previous one, which was what is the imposter syndrome. So first I focus on this word. Once you get awareness, can I move forward? Wondering what is imposter syndrome? While imposter syndrome is not a recognized mental health disorder in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, it is fairly common. This is something that many fall victim on, and I found that this was a very important topic to share with all of you today. Instead, the term is usually applied to intelligence and achievements, although it also has links of perfectionism and social context. It is estimated that 70% of people will experience at least one episode of the imposter syndrome at some point in their lives. So if you experience it once, you're no stranger, but then we get to know what it is and how we can improve and what are the factors to find that out in ourselves. All right, so we will move along further. So feeling like an imposter isn't necessarily a result of imposter syndrome. So, yes, my friends, when you feel like an outsider, don't just label it unless you really understand what this title imposter syndrome really means. All right. So it's not a mental disorder, to remind you that it's just a situation that we go through, another phase. In some cases, it may occur due to actual discrimination or exclusion due to systematic bias. With imposter syndrome, the feeling of being an outsider is caused by your internal beliefs. With discrimination, the feeling is caused by the actions of others. So get the picture clear. It's the action of others and it is your internal belief. So both internal and external effects in this. Imposter syndrome is the internal psychological experience of feeling like a phony in some areas of your life, despite any success that you have achieved in the area. There are different types of imposter syndrome, and I will be highlighting that. So, there are total about five types of imposter syndrome. The first one is the expert. The expert feels like an imposter because they don't know everything there is to know. We are human beings, right? And we can never ever know it all, no matter how we try. We have our limitations. So we accept that limitations, that you cannot know everything, even if you have worked 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years in a certain field. Remember that there are others who might know certain areas because maybe of different kind of backgrounds, their experience, their education. And not only education speaks, even your experience speaks a lot in who and what you become. So be open to that. So if you haven't mastered every step in the process, that is okay, because again, as we grow, as we progress, we are learning. Learning never stops. The day you think you know everything, I can guarantee you, my friends, that that is your day of failure. So accept it and be ready, because if you are not open to learn something new each day, maybe even this topic imposter syndrome, and you just come to see what am I going to speak on it, because, and why do I speak on this topic, being a business and a leadership coach, because I'm also a counselor and an NLP master practitioner. So I've got all the experience to know how the mind works, how the body works, and this helps me a lot with my clients as a business coach. All right. So there is more for you to learn. And don't feel as if you have reached the rank of expert. That's where you really block yourself. Number two, we come to perfectionist, something that many people are victims of. So be careful of this. This type of imposter syndrome involves believing that unless you were absolutely perfect, you could have done better. You feel like an imposter because your perfectionism state makes you believe that you're not as good as others might think you are. You cannot satisfy everybody. If you're working on the expectations of others only, you are going to be a loser because you cannot please everyone in the world. A perfectionist has excessively high personal standards and over critically self evaluations. It is like high achievers set and hard work to achieve lofty goals. While a high achiever can be satisfied with doing a great job and achieving excellence, even if their goals aren't completely met, a perfectionist will accept nothing less than perfect. And for them, anything almost perfect and not really perfect to the T is seen as failure. Remember, my friends, that there's nothing known as failure. I know from where we have come out with these ideas that failure means that I'm a loser, I'm good for nothing or anything. No, failure is a way to tell you try another way. If something is not working and why and how it is not working, that with time you need to explore, okay, and get to know. So give yourself time, accept that you have your limitations and you are a wonderful, most talented, beautiful human being. Number three, the super person. This type of imposter syndrome involves believing that you must be the hardest worker or reach the highest levels of achievement possible. And if you don't, you are a fraud. You commonly see this in the families. Dad wants to prove that he is the best, he can do better than mom, and mom is trying to be the superwoman, trying to juggle so many areas, not asking for things. We see even in our teams at the workplace. Some people are such workaholics, they will even sit down till midnight at work trying to cope up with work and be the very perfect, the best person. But in the long run, what is happening? You're silently killing yourself internally, which only you will see it later and you will suffer from these problems. So be very careful. You don't need to be the super person. Give your best, do your best. That is okay because even if you're working 12, 15, 20, 30 hours, is going to kill you ultimately. And I'm sure you don't want to, right? You can only grow if you are alive and if you're in the perfect health. As health is the greatest wealth we can own, even more than money. Next, number four, the natural genius. In this imposter syndrome type, you may feel like a fraud because you don't believe that you are naturally intelligent or competent. That's something really we need to think. If you don't get something right the first time around, or it takes you longer to master a skill, you feel like an imposter. Come on, my friends, you are human, right? Or maybe one thing you understand better, somebody else understands something better in another way. We are all created the same way, but as we grow, we learn different kind of talents, we get new knowledge and we nurture it because many times we have the talent and the ability, but we have not watered it like a plant. So it's been suppressed internally within us. So somebody else who has been allowed maybe in childhood to sing, to perform, to do things, they might be better. It's not that you are useless. So don't go into this, or I'm not capable, I cannot do this, and that person is smarter. Maybe you didn't have the opportunity, maybe your parents didn't have the money, you didn't have the time, your health, your situation. There are so many things that makes a person. It is not only your family, it is your teacher. Sometimes maybe your teacher said something when you were growing up in the school, your neighbors, your friends. Maybe somebody has said something which is the truth and also not the truth. Not everything that people say is gospel words that you have to believe them. They might be doing it for secondary gain, that just to put you off by saying, hey, you can't do that, you don't know this, and you readily believe it. So you need to be very, very careful in how you are handling yourself. Number 5, the soloist. The soloist means only me, only I. So you could say partly the egoistic who always wants to be doing the, you know, the all man show, that I just want to be the all rounder and doing everything. It's also possible to feel like an imposter if you had to ask for help to reach a certain level or status. Since you couldn't get there on your own, you question your competence and abilities. It's okay to ask for help. Reach out. I gave you the example of parents who they sometimes think that no, if I ask, I'll become small, even to ask a child for help. I tell you myself, I many times ask my kids. Sometimes if I'm stuck in tech issues or something's not happening, or even for the sake of just talking, it helps. And I tell you, they come up with such wisdom. I'm so proud of my kids. And I love it. Sometimes they will even tell me that, Mom, no, you are wrong in this. This is not the way. So it's okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I made a mistake. I will learn. Again, it is not failure. It is a learning process to tell me that, hey, Dr. Daphne, you're not doing it the right way. So take another route, because this is not the requirements of your audience or your clients. All right. So be open and ask for help, because the benefit of asking for help and not being the soloist is that you can learn something else from the other angle the next person sees it. From their knowledge, their experience, you can learn it, and it really, really helps you to be better. And also, it will avoid you getting really burnt out in trying to prove it all. Yes, we do have, right, in this day and time, we have Google, we have YouTube. So everybody who doesn't know anything, they'll say, okay, if you don't want to ask, go Google. Not everything on Google is perfect and right for you, my friend, neither on YouTube. It's made for a certain audience, and maybe you need to do a lot of research to see if it works for you and your audience, for your team, your business. So get used to really exploring, checking, and trying out. Set some time out, I would really recommend, where you can really go exploring and trying out different stuff and knowing things better. So we finished with the 5 points for the 5 types of imposter syndrome. So now we are moving to the next phase, which is, am I a victim of the imposter syndrome? I'm sure many of you are wondering, because I said that at least 70% people experience this once in a lifetime. So we don't know whether we experience it earlier or now. And if we have not still experienced it, maybe in the future. So don't let fear sit in. It's something normal if 70% is experiencing. But again, it's possible that you are in the 30%. You don't have to fall in the 70% that, okay, if I've not experienced it, I will. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what do I do? Why are you letting fear set in? Because you might just be that wonderful 30%. And even if you're in the 70%, you're still wonderful, you're still amazing. Now, ask yourself the following questions. Let's take a pause. Take a deep breath in, my friends, as I give you these questions so you can really think about it. Sit back, put your pen and paper down, and as I said, take a deep breath from your nose. Hold it for a count of three. One, two, three, and slowly release it from your mouth. Maybe a good idea to also close your eyes so you really go deep into answering the questions. Do you agonize over even the smallest mistakes or flaws in your work? I repeat, do you agonize over even the smallest mistakes or flaws in your work? Do you attribute your success to luck or outside factors? Do you attribute your success to luck or outside factors? Are you sensitive to even constructive criticism? Are you sensitive to even constructive criticism? Constructive criticism is good because it helps you. But if you're sensitive to somebody who has even given you good feedback to help you improve, maybe your manager or your boss, do you feel like you will inevitably be found out as a phony or a fraud? Do you feel like you will inevitably be found out as a phony or a fraud? Do you downplay your own expertise, even in areas where you are genuinely more skilled than others? Do you downplay your own expertise, even in areas where you are genuinely more skilled than others? You might have imposter syndrome if you find yourself consistently experiencing self doubt, even in areas where you typically excel. Imposter syndrome may feel like restlessness and nervousness, and it may manifest as negative self talk. Symptoms of anxiety and depression often accompany imposter syndrome. Digest this slowly, my friends, and gently open your eyes and come back to viewing the screen and making notes. I'll give you a little while to make notes of your learnings as I throw these questions to you because it is very important that you make your notes on the questions that I put when you closed your eyes. On that, please write it. Let's move on. Moving past your feelings. To move past these feelings, you need to become comfortable confronting some of the deeply ingrained beliefs you hold. about yourself. This exercise can be hard because you might not even realize that you hold them. But here are the techniques you can use. So I'm going to move on and let's keep taking notes. Number one, share your feelings. Share your feelings. Talk to other people about how you are feeling. Talk to people who you trust. You don't need to go and talk to everybody, even at the grocery store. Irrational beliefs tend to fester when they are hidden and not talked about. So don't keep things inside you, because again, when we talk about beliefs, it could be faith beliefs, it could be your culture, your society, your communication, your company culture. So culture is always not your nationality, right? It's also the culture of your company or your business. So talk about it to those you can trust, so that you can really come to know what are your hidden thinking and irrational beliefs. And this will help you. Number two, focus on others. Focus on others. While this might feel counterintuitive, try to help others in the same situation as you. If you see someone who seems awkward or alone, ask them a question to bring them into the group. As you practice your skills, you will build confidence in your abilities. This is what I love, because, uh, sometimes we don't want to share things with others because we find that, why should I share my knowledge or what I'm going through? What will they think? Everybody has their own problems to think about and worry. So stop, thinking about that. What will they think of me? What will they say? Whatever they have to think, you cannot stop it. Okay. So learn to really accept yourself. Like I will share this example with you now, as a business and a leadership coach. I many times share my story, how I became a business and a leadership coach, how I did my counseling and NLP master practitioner trainings. How did I do these certifications? Now, when I share my experience, if I say, no, why should other people? Because I'm a mompreneur, I mean, an entrepreneur who is a mom. I have awesome two kids, as I already mentioned, and my wonderful partner. Now, there are so many women struggling through this. Now, when I focus on them and try to share with them, they connect with me and they feel good. Oh, okay. Dr. Daphne went through this, where I shared I had a 9 to 5 job before marriage. Then I left my home country, Pakistan. I moved on. And then I obviously had left my 9 to 5 job, and the kids came along. I was a stay home mom. And how I made that journey and transition to, without having experience as a business person, an entrepreneur, married a 9 to 5 job as a young adult for 13 years. And then I get married, stay at home, look after the kids all alone, do everything of the home. And then I suddenly become a entrepreneur. Come on, my friends, it's not miracles. I'm human being. I did not press one microwave button and, it just went for a few seconds and I was there out as an entrepreneur. We go through a lot of experiences. And when I stand on my story with confidence, gone are the days. Yes, I did have those limiting beliefs before I went into my counseling, NLP, and I really love it. And I highly recommend people to really study NLP and counseling. Even if you're not becoming a counselor, you don't have to become. But honestly, my friends, it helps. You can understand others better, you can understand yourself better, you can understand situations better. Your coping mechanisms really go amazing. I'm doing my best to literally get institutions to understand that this has to be a necessary mandatory subject in schools. The problem is we learn everything in school, but we do not learn the basics of how to cope. The coping mechanisms we do not learn, especially the imposter syndrome, the limiting beliefs, and different things. So I have found this so wonderful. And that is why, from the time where I had the thing that why should I tell somebody, why should they know I went through this? Oh my God. They will say, Dr. Daphne went through this. Oh my God, this is terrible. To hell with everybody. It's my life. I am unique. I am special. I am wonderful. And that's the way people can connect. So when you start moving your focus, it empowers you. I am empowered. And that is where I am globally empowering people. And I invite you to connect with me. I invite you to stalk me on Facebook, on Instagram, and even LinkedIn. I am by Carousel Mums or Daphne Suarez. Go stalk me, check me out, learn my story. I am not the perfectionist. I make a lot of flaws. Although when I do trainings, I know sometimes people feel I'm very firm because I want to bring the best out in people. So, yes, my friends, I am a bit firm because that's the way some people work, right? You need a firm hand with some people. But, my friends, I can assure you, I have got wonderful results because I nurture, I coach, I counsel from the heart with true passion of only bringing out the best in people. I do not focus on money. Money definitely comes, and that's why I'm running my business, right? So that I may earn something and have a better lifestyle or a life of choice that I want to live. But it's helping me. So, friends, please get out of that feeling about what others will think. Your story is yours, and you are amazing. Just believe it. Believe you are come from the most perfect family, and there's no other like you. The most inspiring song that I love is of Tina Turner, The Best. I love hearing it. I love sharing it during my trainings, my webinar, and everything because, yes, it is not an egoist thing to think that I'm the best. It only helps me to bring out the best in me. So it depends how you are using it. So let's move on. Assess your abilities. Assess your abilities if you have long held beliefs about your incompetence in social and performance situations. Make a realistic assessment of your abilities. Write down your accomplishments and what you are good at. Then compare these with your self assessment. Writing down is very therapeutic. And friends, when I say write down, I mean with a pen on a notebook. Notebook, I mean paper. Okay. I'm not saying notebook, the Samsung or your iPads and stuff like that. I know we love writing notes now. It's so easy and accessible everywhere. But I tell you, the touch of paper and pen psychologically has a very powerful impact. So do not think it's outdated. I know even in schools, in one of the schools of my children, I know that we were asked to bring Apple products for my kids. And we were like, what? They were quite young. And we were like, what the hell is that? Why? And there were hardly any books. Everything was given on the tablet and they had to do it. And the teacher would check it and everything. I tell you, technology is good, but some of the things that the earlier generations used, don't think it is outdated. Explore, find out. I have myself found out through my counseling in NLP that it is important to write with a pen or a pencil on paper. So now when I say you need to write down your accomplishments, try to do that later on. Yeah, you can put it into your device or anything. No one's stopping you. But again, this will help you psychologically. So why not do things that will really benefit you? It's a win-win. You're not going to lose anything from it. Next is number 4, take baby steps. You know how a baby is, right? When they are small, they just try, they fall, they make errors, they but still they are daring, they continue, they don't give up. Oh my God. A baby, like, even when how many times they fall and still. So if you are making a mistake or something has gone wrong, it's fine. Be focused on where you are heading. Don't focus on doing things perfectly, but rather do things reasonably well and reward yourself for taking action. Yes, reward yourself in wonderful ways. Maybe go out for a walk, grab yourself some ice cream, or make some nice, wonderful flavored tea. Like I like roses, fresh dried roses. I take that and make tea, and that fragrance of the roses, they come so alive, those dry roses in tea. And I will just sit back and sip it. Maybe you want to pamper yourself at home after a rough day to just soak your feet in some water, salty water. You get these different baths and kind of things. Go and soak your feet. Maybe you want to buy some cream, just apply some cream or cucumbers, put it on your eyes, sit back. There's wonderful ways you can, really reward yourself for your success and growth. For example, in a group conversation, offer an opinion or share a story about yourself. Just like I was sharing with you earlier about my 9 to 5 job, becoming a mompreneur, being a stay home mom, and everything. Yes, it empowers me. I just feel wonderful sharing about this. Next, number 5 is question your thoughts. As you start to assess your abilities and take baby steps, question whether your thoughts are rational. Does it make sense to believe that you are a fraud, giving everything that you know? You can see here I'm freely sharing my knowledge with you. Isn't it a win-win? Aren't you learning? Am I not really, what do you call it, is, repetition helps the memory. So I know there might be, will be a time when I won't even have my presentation. Suddenly call on stage, I can speak without these notes because everything is in my head, right? So why should I feel bad if I'm sharing my knowledge and my thoughts? Because that's really helping me. It's a win-win. So yeah, share your talent and bring your talent, your knowledge, your expertise to the table at home and also in the workplace, your society, and your community. Stop comparing. I know. Many of us have grown up with that, and it's a sad story where we hear our parents have told us earlier that, hey, you don't study like your brother or your sister. Look at your siblings, so helpful in the house. They listen to mommy and daddy. Your teacher goes, oh, why can't you study? Why can't you listen? Why can't you be quiet like your other classmates? We are all the time compared as children. So this thing has gone so deep rooted into us that we cannot get out of it. But when you see the good side of you, the beauty in yourself, you will stop comparing because, my friend, you are wonderful as you are. Are you short? Are you tall? Are you fat? Are you round? Are you thin? Are you lean? Are you happy go lucky? Are you reserved and silent? There's always a reason for everything you do, my friends. So why are you comparing? For me personally, I do look at others, but I learn from them what they are doing. But I do not compare. Oh my God, I cannot do this. I cannot speak this language. I cannot perform that way. Because if I look as a mother, I'm not everyone's mother. Okay. And my kids do not belong to all those women out there. If I look at my business, again, the composition of my client and me, or my environment, my country, everything, there are lots of things that come together to make me who I am right now as you see me. So when you compare, you're creating big issues. Every time you compare yourself to others in a social situation, you will find some fault with yourself that fuels the feeling of not being good enough or not belonging. Instead, during conversations, focus on listening to what the other person is saying. Be genuinely interested in learning more. Number 7, use social media moderately. I repeat, use social media moderately. People are glued to their devices 24/7 all the time. Social media is not bad if you use it the correct way in the right proportions. And why am I saying to use social media moderately? We know that overuse of social media can be related to feelings of inferiority. We see a lot of fluffs out there in social media, right? People sharing their achievements, doing this, doing that. And this might end up with you feeling, oh my God, I don't have so much postings or so much credentials, so much achievement to share like others. You are not others, you are uniquely you. If you try to portray an image on social media that doesn't match who you really are, or that is impossible to achieve, it will only make your feelings of being a fraud worse. Sometimes, even in social media, especially those like buttons and the love buttons, and the text also is all prompted. So some many times people use the prompted text. Oh, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. Even if you've got out from the bed and your hair is like here and there, and you're really sick, you're burning with 104 temperature, and they are like, without looking at the, and you say, oh, okay, start going into a different phase. My friends, not all those likes and those love hearts that people are putting on social media are true. Be your own judge. Evaluate yourself, understand yourself, because no one can better understand you than yourself. So do everything in moderation. All right. Next, number 8, stop fighting your feelings. Don't fight the feelings of not belonging. Instead, try to lean into them and accept them. It's only when you acknowledge these feelings that you can start to unravel the core beliefs that are holding you back. Many times we hide those emotions of either crying, being wounded, feeling things. So stop really, because you need to know, why do I feel emotional? Why do I feel upset when somebody says such a thing? If I don't get many comments or likes on Facebook or on Instagram, why do I feel like a loser? I'm good for nothing. Or just because somebody said in my company, hey, you look terrible today. Are you sleepy or what's up? And you feel like depressed and go into those awkward feelings. Please avoid that greatly. Number 9, refuse to let it hold you back. No matter how much you feel like you are a fraud or that you don't belong, don't let that stop you from pursuing your goals. It is your goals, my friend, not others. Keep going and refuse to be stopped. Strategies to cope with imposters' feelings include talking about what you are experiencing, questioning your negative thoughts, and avoiding comparing yourself to others. What could be the underlying triggers of the imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is likely the result of multiple factors. Some I have highlighted earlier, including personality traits such as perfectionism and also family backgrounds. One theory is that imposter syndrome is rooted in families that value achievements above all else. Your expectations of your parents, your teachers who wanted you, especially your parents. I said, right? Comparing with your siblings, with your neighbors, with the community, other people, and stuff like that. It has gone into your trait, your personality trait to be perfectionist. So you are adults. All those attending the session are adults. You've got common sense. You've got wisdom. You've got talent. Use your damn brain. Why are you letting it rot? Why are you living on other people's brains and mindset? It's time for you to think for yourself. Overcoming imposter syndrome. So, it is possible for you to overcome it if you are a victim of it. Overcoming imposter syndrome involves changing your mindset about your own abilities. I repeat, overcoming imposter syndrome involves changing your mindset about your own abilities. Imposters feel like they don't belong, so acknowledging their expertise and accomplishments is key, as is reminding themselves that they earned their place in their academic or professional environment. As you saw at the start of this session of today, I shared very clearly my achievements. I've only shared, I think, 5% of my awards and my achievements, which I thought might help you to better understand me, know my background, where do I come, and everything, because I want to empower you to know that if I can do it, so like you have not come from a different heaven. I've been born like you. I'm a human being. And so if I can do it, you too can do it. And if you have not as yet accomplished anything academically or professionally, don't worry. Life is still young. Life is still beautiful. Today, if you realize it, then you need to start now. Don't cry over the past. Oh my God, what's happened? What's happened is happened. But today, now, be action takers as I have taught you how to evaluate yourself, to know the triggers and the different ways. And even now, I'm sharing about overcoming the imposter syndrome. Stay focused on measuring your own achievements instead of comparing yourself to others. You can look at others, learn from them, it's fine. But don't compare. Don't compare. Write that down. Don't compare. Stop comparing. Similar to perfectionists, people with imposterism often put a lot of pressure on themselves to complete every task without a mistake, flawlessly. They fear that any mistake will reveal to others that they aren't good or smart enough for the job. When you don't do this, the thing is that it proves that you are a human being. I know I make errors sometimes, and it's okay to make a mistake. But if I sit down moaning and groaning on that mistake and crying and making a huge thing out of it, it is going to, I'm going to drown in that. Okay. So you have to get into a real better mode of keeping your head above the water. All right. They perpetuate their excessive pressure because they believe that without the discipline, they won't succeed. And instead of rewarding themselves, they only worry about the next task ahead. Now, for me, I was raised by very wonderful, awesome disciplinarians. I know my dad would never believe that I could go late anywhere. There were times when I was lazy, and even if it had to mean going to work without breakfast, fine, because my parents strongly believed that it was important that I maintain punctuality. But then in this, it has helped me to be a better person. Look at the positive side. Now, I don't say they were bad parents, because that has taught me a lot of things, but then I accept it when sometimes there is a tech issue, connectivity, we cannot connect, or the next person is an emergency come, or things happen. But this has groomed me to be a better person. But again, as I know I need to maintain time, and there was zero tolerance to really being late and sloppy in my family. They taught me the proper way, that this is mandatory, but it's okay. You reach this level, this is the standard we are setting for you. You try, like, those who learn karate or judo, right? Judo, karate, or kung fu. There's a height when they kick. Your trainer will say, yeah. Or even if you're swimming, your trainer will say, so many meters you need to swim, 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 swim. And initially we can't do it, but it's good to set those standards, because then we target first. You will maybe not even manage 1 meter to swim, but slowly, slowly practice, practice, practice. Like, when you start exercising, if you've not ever exercised, you may find that even 5 minutes you'll be exhausted. I'm tired. Okay, can't do it. And then when you do it on a regular pace, increasing it by maybe 1 minute, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you'll find there will be a time when you can exercise for even 1 hour or 2 hours without getting breathless. And you say, oh, really? Seriously? I could do this. Wow, that's awesome. So set high standards, but it is okay to fall, but do not fall fully down. It's like the slide. If you like, when we are small, children don't like to climb the ladder to go down the slide and slide up. They like to go from the slide, and it's very smooth and slippery, and they keep on sliding, but they won't give up. They will keep on right till they can go through the slide up. So the same way, don't give up on yourself, because don't expect others to have hope and believe in you if you don't have belief in yourself and hope. Trust it, that you will learn, you will do things perfect. I was not able to initially do these trainings or share screens, prepare presentations and everything. Do you think I was born presenting? Come on, my friends, I was not born that way. I made mistakes, and I know it's growth. I'm just getting better. I know if you see me in a few months, I will not be. And then when you look at this, you say, she made this mistake. Actually, look at the way she's grown, because that is growth. I'm not letting myself be a victim of it. So learn to really grow, progress, and remember that you can improve. This cycle can be hard to break, but part of doing so involves reminders that no one is perfect, and that a person can only do their personal best, because you are the best. So do your best. I have the satisfaction. I know when I put my heart and my soul and I do my best without reservation, without any pause, I have given my best to you. I know I can improve. I know there are greater speakers than me, but I know I've given you the best. And then I leave the rest to the one above to touch your heart, your mind for what you need to really see and do. Sit back and just watch this video clip also that will help you.
Even after writing 11 books and winning several prestigious awards, Maya Angelou couldn't escape the nagging doubt that she hadn't really earned her accomplishments. Albert Einstein experienced something similar. He described himself as an involuntary swindler whose work didn't deserve as much attention as it had received. Accomplishments at the level of Angelou's or Einstein's are rare, but their feeling of fraudulence is extremely common. Why can't so many of us shake feelings that we haven't earned our accomplishments, or that our ideas and skills aren't worthy of others' attention? Psychologist Pauline Rose Clance was the first to study this unwarranted sense of insecurity. In her work as a therapist, she noticed many of her undergraduate patients shared a concern. Though they had high grades, they didn't believe they deserved their spots at the university. Some even believed their acceptance had been an admissions error. While Clance knew these fears were unfounded, she could also remember feeling the exact same way in graduate school. She and her patients experienced something that goes by a number of names: imposter phenomenon, imposter experience, and imposter syndrome. Together with colleague Suzanne Imes, Clance first studied imposterism in female college students and faculty. Their work established pervasive feelings of fraudulence in this group. Since that first study, the same thing has been established across gender, race, age, and a huge range of occupations, though it may be more prevalent and disproportionately affect the experiences of underrepresented or disadvantaged groups. To call it a syndrome is to downplay how universal it is. It's not a disease or an abnormality, and it isn't necessarily tied to depression, anxiety, or self-esteem. Where do these feelings of fraudulence come from? People who are highly skilled or accomplished tend to think others are just as skilled. This can spiral into feelings that they don't deserve accolades and opportunities over other people. And as Angelou and Einstein experienced, there's often no threshold of accomplishment that puts these feelings to rest. Feelings of imposterism aren't restricted to highly skilled individuals either. Everyone is susceptible to a phenomenon known as pluralistic ignorance, where we each doubt ourselves privately, but believe we're alone in thinking that way because no one else voices their doubts. Since it's tough to really know how hard our peers work, how difficult they find certain tasks, or how much they doubt themselves, there's no easy way to dismiss feelings that we're less capable than the people around us. Intense feelings of imposterism can prevent people from sharing their great ideas or applying for jobs and programs where they'd excel. At least so far, the most surefire way to combat imposter syndrome is to talk about it. Many people suffering from imposter syndrome are afraid that if they ask about their performance, their fears will be confirmed. And even when they receive positive feedback, it often fails to ease feelings of fraudulence. But on the other hand, hearing that an advisor or mentor has experienced feelings of imposterism can help relieve those feelings. The same goes for peers. Even simply finding out there's a term for these feelings can be an incredible relief. Once you're aware of the phenomenon, you can combat your own imposter syndrome by collecting and revisiting positive feedback. One scientist who kept blaming herself for problems in her lab started to document the causes every time something went wrong. Eventually, she realized most of the problems came from equipment failure and came to recognize her own competence. We may never be able to banish these feelings entirely, but we can have open conversations about academic or professional challenges. With increasing awareness of how common these experiences are, perhaps we can feel freer to be frank about our feelings and build confidence in some simple truths. You have talent, you are capable, and you belong. Everyone can use a little extra kick of confidence sometimes. Find out some tips and tricks for boosting yours with this video.
Okay, just give me a second because I have no idea why this is not moving on. So just give me a second to get this moving back for you. Okay, this is my friend, my website where you can connect with me. All right, there you'll see a lot of stuff. So let's connect further. You can scan this QR code. I'm on then I'm on LinkedIn by Daphne Suarez. And then I'm also, uh, here's my email address, Daphne Suarez at carouselmoms.com. So you can always find different ways to connect with me. Facebook, I'm by the name of Carousel Moms. Instagram, also Carousel Moms. So you can really find me out there. And yes, thank you, friends. That was my presentation. And over to our host. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am here. Uh,
Lovely. Over to you, my dear.
okay, ma'am. Wait. Uh, Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seekers can learn something new, which was our intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seekers. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is one more valuable part of our regular webinars. So, ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we'll be back in our session part two, which is the question answer part. Okay, ma'am? Okay,
Dear, please go ahead.
okay. Uh, Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. So let's enjoy our question answer session. Welcome back, everyone. Uh, Dear IGP Knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want. Uh, Thank you. After question answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Ma'am, once again, welcome back.
Yes, my dear.
Okay. Ma'am, our first question from Flomi Ragawal. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am. Dr. Daphne Soros. Why do intelligent and successful people develop imposter syndrome?
Because they doubt themselves and they are ready to compare. As I told you, when people compare themselves, or there are internal things and the underlying things, when you look at the undercurrent, it could be because of the way you were raised, your surroundings, your culture, which you were always, expected to be the perfectionist in every area. So you are developing it. So as an adult, I highly recommend that you stop comparing yourself. Look at others, definitely, and learn from others. That's why we live in a world, right? And we don't live in isolation. But don't let it get to you. If it is getting to you, then I do highly recommend that you connect with a professional. It could be a counselor or a coach who could really speak you through, who is the expertise in the area. I do not recommend any, because it's not, again, a mental disorder. Please do not get this wrong. I do not know why the word is imposter syndrome, especially the word syndrome comes, because if you end up going to a psychiatrist, they'll give you all those medicines and you will send your brain somewhere else to, you know, zooming somewhere else, and then you will sit in regrets. I never regret. Advise that. So have a talk with a coach, and I'm happy to have a chat with you if you would like it.
Okay,
Next
ma'am.
question,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, from second question is from Asia. Ma'am, Daphne Soros, can discrimination lead to imposter syndrome?
It totally depends if you allow it to happen. If you don't, you take control of yourself. It is we. Now, I tell you, even when there's racism, right? Or gender equality, like women feel that they're inferior, men are superior, or you find the colors or the races or the nationalities. As you know, there are third world countries and everything. It's all about you, how you are handling it, how you are letting it really affect you. I will
Yes.
tell you, there was a time when I could have fallen victim of that, but I have taken control of myself. I am very proud to say that I also belong to the Asia part of the world, from a male dominant part of the world. I was born and raised in Pakistan. Now, yes, I live in UAE, but again, male dominant countries and stuff like this. And here I am globally empowering people, so much so that I am also the president for the women empowerment in Pakistan. So you can imagine, if I could reach those standards and remove those things of being an imposter. If you saw my last video clip, it is mind blowing. I love that video clip of my business. So it's all stuck. You need to work on your mindset and accept yourself and learn each day from others. Next question, please, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, then our next question from Jordan. Good day, ma'am. Is imposter syndrome lack of confidence?
Yes, in some way it is. And
Okay.
again, it's starting with your mindset, your self belief, because others have been telling you, I know very well. We come from a generation, the older folk, which was told, don't speak, especially girls. You must be seen, but not be heard. You could not laugh loudly, you could not talk loudly, yet men are doing whatever they want. And if a girl is a little bit, her laughter was heard or her voice, it was taken, oh my God, she's a cheap woman. Who said she's cheap? Why is it okay if she's not speaking decently? Now, you see, I've got a loud voice. I don't go like as I died, because that's my culture. That's the family I've been raised with. I've got very strong lungs, and I'm using that to empower all of you and get your that light. So build that. I will tell you honestly, my friend, I was a very quiet, very reserved, shy girl. You would never hear my voice, thanks to my awesome rock star teachers who always, uh, compared, and I went into that quiet mode. But now I think I must be waiting. When will she be quiet and when will this session end? So it's difficult to keep me quiet, but well, I am empowered. I have built my own confidence. Build it yourself. Don't wait for others to come and pull you out of your comfort zone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Our next question from again Isha. Intelligent and successful hope really shared their feelings with others. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not a
Yeah.
question. Uh,
No, it's a comment.
just
I
a
will
comment.
answer that.
Just a
Go back,
comment.
sister, go back to it. I would like to just
Okay.
answer that to
Okay,
help
ma'am.
them.
Uh,
Thank you. Intelligent and successful people rarely share their feelings with others because it is gone that what will people think about me? What will people say about me? As I shared earlier, now I was not born a presenter. I was not born an mumpreneur, an entrepreneur, right? So when I if I keep that ego issues, and why should I share, and then I want to show others, oh, I am the best. Use your common sense that I was born like any human being. I went to school. I didn't know things. I was in my times, 30 years ago, tech was not so much in, right? It was limited, and we were also limited as children not to use our devices. We did not even have mobiles. We were not given that. So my friend, you need to literally open, because again, when you accept yourself, you accept the intelligence in it. I think I would rather say those intelligent and successful people who are not sharing their feelings are the biggest idiots living in a food paradise. Thank you, ma'am. Next one.
okay, ma'am. Then our next question from John Nell. What are recreational activities is or are good for a person having an imposter syndrome?
Recreational, awesome question, and really thinking out of the box. Love this as others. You can do a lot of things. Exercise, jump. Now, there's something very weird as we grow up. We are not even allowed in the play areas, right? How would you love to go on a swing or a slide and stuff like that? So, where there is, like, I'll tell you the area where I live, we have a kids' park, but there's no age written on that. But obviously, I wouldn't go when children are playing. But in the night, when there is no one and I make sure that I can take my weight, I go and just sleep on the swing and I look at the sky and I enjoy the stars and everything. Or maybe run, kick a ball, or you have to find it. I do not know why. It's a very, I would say, a dumb thing to reserve us as we grow, that don't run. Especially ladies, don't run, don't walk, or you need to walk very slowly. Don't shake. You're jumping. Don't play basketball. As we were in school, we used to play basketball, football, volleyball. We used to skip. We used to jump. Come on, why can't we do this? And that is why we end up with certain illnesses, knee problem, back problem, heartache, headache, butt ache, everything ache is they coming up because we are restricted to this. So again, my prayers, my wishes are that somebody will change the mind of somebody so we adults can really visit that inner child of ourselves and enjoy our life. Next question, ma'am.
Uh, Dear participant, we are waiting for your question. If you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Our speaker will answer them. Okay. Ma'am, I think there is no more question. So, ma'am, again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to activity along our academic and professional growth. Ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you so much, ma'am, and take care.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful being with you.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this, you can, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, IGP Knowledge Seekers time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. So let's enjoy our session. Dear participant, welcome back. Now it's time for our certification process. Today our topic is imposter syndrome and the code is IGP 5432 and the code is IGP 5432. Um, Today's, I say again, the program name is Imposter Syndrome and the code is IGP 5432. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime. And how to claim your certificate? First, you have to go www.eduigp.com. First, you have to go www.eduigp.com. Then you have to click sign in. Then you have to log in if you have already an account or create new account if you are new. Once logged in, click free webinars and select the webinar title. And the title is Imposter Syndrome and Continue Course. And click in the Continue Course and get enrolled if you have not enrolled yet. Then type the code and the code is IGP5432 and the code is IGP5432. Click get your certificate and it is auto downloadable in PDF file already. Just check it in your file manager or download folder. Thank you everyone. Now, uh, dear IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which are a regular webinar activity. Now, time for our online quiz competition. To join online, already please follow my instructions. carefully. Uh, Dear participant, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code IGP3 and you have to enter the code IGP3. I say again, our you have to go first www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code and the code is IGP3. Um, and don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. So let's enjoy our quiz session. Dear participant, welcome back and it's time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code and the code is IGP3. Already 45 people join with us. We are still waiting for your joining, so please everyone join in our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code and the code is IGP3 and the code is IGP3. We're still waiting for your joining, so please everyone join with us. To join our quiz session, first you have to go slido.com, then you have to enter the code and the code is IGP3. And now we'll start our quiz session. ছেচল্লিশ জন শুরু করে দিচ্ছি। 46 জন। Our first question is define imposter syndrome. Option 1, it is when you feel ready to take on the world. Second option, when you feel like a phony and doubt yourself regardless of your competence. And the correct answer is option 2, when you feel a phony and doubt yourself regardless of your competence. Now we go for our second long question. And the question is imposter syndrome is option 1, feeling like you don't belong. Second option, none of the above. And the correct answer is option 1, feeling like you don't belong. And 95% people are right. Now we go for our three now question, and the question is how do I challenge imposter syndrome? Option 1, be honest with myself because I'm not a fake model in an imposter. Second option, be proud, honest, and optimistic and research out to friends and family. How do I challenge imposter syndrome? Option 1, be honest with myself because I'm not a fake model and impasta. Second option, be proud, honest, and optimistic, and reach out to friends and family. And the correct answer is option 2, and 76% people are right. And now go for fourth now question. And the question is, can structural racism be connected to imposter syndrome for BIPOC? Option 1, true. Second option, false. And the correct answer is true, and 80% people are right. Now we go for our fifth long question, and the question is in the latest imposter syndrome comic, both search and kit are option 1, cyborgs, and second option, androids. And the correct answer is we can see that option 1, cyborgs, and 64% people right. Now we go for sixth now question, and the question is vegetable renap or not? Well, Wallenberg syndrome. Uh, Sorry. Option 1, yes, was the CBA as CBA is stable. Second option, yes, during the CBA. And the correct answer is option 1, as 68% people are right. Now we go for our seventh long question, and the question is minority groups in academia are more likely to face imposter syndrome. Option 1, true. Option 2, false. Minority groups in academia are more likely to face imposter syndrome. Is it option 1, true, or option 2, false? And the correct answer is option 1, true, and 78% people are right. And now we go for our eighth now question, and the question is where can a UCF student find help in dealing with imposter syndrome? Option 1, Nitro. Second option, counseling and psychological services. And the correct answer is option 2, counseling and psychological services, and 95% people are right. Now I go for our night long question. And the question is, it is useful for students to understand imposter syndrome and its effects. Is it true or false? And the correct answer is true, and 98% people are right. And this is the last and final question. Building dash is a good way to prevent summoning to imposter syndrome. Is it option A, winning resume, or second option, confidence? And the correct answer is confidence, and 95% people are right. Congratulations, Challenge Sarojuyam Gochi. He is our top one. Then we have Jamalian. Then we have bonus to one more. Then we have Marfiti. Then we have Jondal Alvi Raj. Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. We have all of your name which you entered during joining, and we'll pick your name and paper certificate and we'll post them on our Facebook official page. Our Facebook official page is Institution of Global Professional. At the end of the moment of our session, we can say properly feed your skill and never stop learning because life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. Want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, tie to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein, before I say or hit the end live button. Again, once to thanks to all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you in the next session. Thank you so much, everyone.